What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Hey, want to talk a little bit about JC Jackson and him coming back on Monday's practice and how he made an impact very quickly on that and made a great impression. Coming back from a slight little issue with his knee, but also want to talk about how much of an impact he will be on this team once he's healthy out there. So let's get into it, guys.
Bolt Bros!
Man, you gotta love to be able to hear these stories of these guys like JC Jackson, a guy that we paid a lot of bucks to, a guy that we do know makes a massive impact when he is on your team. And I think he can be a fantastic addition to this backfield for our defense. And, really making sure that we have a guy who can be a playmaker on top of that, too, for us. So, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but let's talk about his Monday practice and kind of what he did. So obviously he's been out for a little bit. He kind of had a knee issue. It's probably more of an inflammation kind of situation there, which patellar tendons take a while to be able to kind of get back and all around, to be able to get them back in order. But what did he do on the first rep of 7-on-7? Now, once again, we're out there just wearing helmets and no pads, I'm sure at this point. But basically what he did is he lined up against Quentin Johnston. Basically, first thing that he did, obviously Quentin Johnston's much taller than JC Jackson. Basically, Quentin Johnson ran a quick comeback route, trying to use his body to wall off Jackson to make a catch. What did JC Jackson do? He basically raced in, swatted the pass away, recorded a pass breakup immediately right then and there. This guy is a lockdown dude for us. He's a lockdown dog for us. And, he is just basically one of those guys that I know I kept an eye on when I was at training camp a couple of weeks ago. It was one of those guys that I was like, let's see what he could do. Let's see how he's looking. He's looking fine out there. It's just going to take time to be able to make sure that knee is completely healed and not too sore. He is over those certain amount of months that he needed to be able to. I think it was 6 to 8 months is where they were at. So we're definitely over that at this point. So he is trending in the right direction. He is an absolute difference maker to be on this field too, guys. So one other thing that he ended up doing today, or excuse me, on Monday, was a full team drill where basically he came in and read Isaiah Spiller going up the gut on a 2nd and 10 and met him directly at the line for no gain. You love to see a cornerback who wants to come out there and stop the run. More run support. That's a giant emphasis with this team. We all need to see this run defense get better because we were getting burned last 2 years, I should say, on that. So you love to see a guy that could see that, read, react, and help the run support. So love to see that, guys. Now, once again, going back to what I was talking about here about this guy, JC Jackson here, stud all around. He's a fantastic player all around. I think the one thing that I will say is Mr. INT is Mr. INT for a reason, guys. This guy knows what he's doing all around. And I'll give you a perfect example of it here. This stat right here is a chart for the last 5 years of the defensive backfield, so safeties, cornerbacks, all that kind of stuff. How many picks they've gotten in the last 5 years? He has 25. Still top in the league in interceptions after missing a dang year of playing football. This guy knows what he's doing. He is Mr. INT for a reason, guys. This guy is a difference maker. He is a game changer. Last year, we had Bryce Callahan at most. He led the team in interceptions at 3. We need more guys that could go out there and just be those difference makers, end drives, get the ball back in Herbert's hands, get it back in our offensive hands so we could go out there and keep scoring, or even pick 6, even better. Even to say on the preseason game against the Rams, there was a potential pick 6 by Dean Leonard. He pretty much had that in his hands and was gone, but he ended up dropping it. But either which way, what I'm saying, having a difference maker who could make those game-changing type plays, JC Jackson's that guy. And so I'd love to be able to hear your guys' thoughts on this and think of JC Jackson being on this team with Asante Samuel Jr. in the slot, possibly Jasir Taylor in the slot, having Michael Davis on the opposite end of this defense with JC Jackson. That's dangerous, guys. Even throw in Derwin James and Alohi Gilman in the back end too. Scary. That is a scary, scary defense. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that. I think it's going to be a phenomenal addition. I do think that JC Jackson's going to get massaged in a little bit into this defense. it's going to take a little time for his knee to be able to get back in order and his speed going. But what is your guys' thoughts? JC Jackson on the field week 1. Let's talk about it. You guys haven't, like, subscribe to this channel. Appreciate the support once again, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.